fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hope y'all are having a lovely day. We're here at the fmtraining.tv where we talk about the FileMaker platform every day. Hello, Nick. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm glad you're doing good. So
Yeah.
we have Nick on for basically, he's finishing up his little mini series with us on about FileMaker layout naming conventions. I believe we're talking about script naming conventions next week. But if you'd like to support the channel, we would greatly appreciate it. We have our FM Training annual subscription bundles. These are really awesome. I every once in a while I get comments from people who are like, I really like your stream. I don't like the format because our formats are generally interactive, for the most part, and they're hour long and maybe a little bit longer. That's a lot of information for people to process. If you have very specific things that you want tackled and answered, we have our videos. Feel free to get those. If you, the videos are like pretty short. They're like 10 minutes. Most of them are frankly 10 minutes. The longest I get is 30, but they're all very edited, highly animated. Richard's talking, so I promise that you won't get bored. Nick is also talking in some of those videos. They're great. It's a great series and can really take you from basically being an intermediate level developer to, sorry, being someone who knows nothing about FileMaker to an intermediate level developer. I reversed my nonsense there. A quick reminder: FM Training TV. We also was part of RC Consulting. We are a development company. If you look at all this stuff, you're like, man, FileMaker is super cool, but I'm stuck and I want someone to do it for me because I don't have the time or interest in doing it myself. Or in general, you want a FileMaker developer. We have a host of them. Nick is one of them. I don't know if you're open, Nick, personally, but we have a ton of very highly educated senior engineers who know their stuff. So if you're looking for that, then please send us an email at support@rcconsulting.com. With that all being said, I think we're probably good. Nick,
Yes.
you ready for today?
Yes. I'm ready. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So the naming stuff since the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why it's important to take care of this. Okay. So let me
Share your screen? Yeah.
share my screen. Yeah. So the reason why, it's for it's for your future. It's for make everything comfortable in the future, make everything like easier to retrieve, easier to understand, right? And and because you need to put in the name, right? All the information that you might need. Okay, so because but we cannot put large name as well. We can put many things here, but more you put and more problem you will have in the future to understand, right? But you need to be consistent. And this is the key, when you name stuff, right? Like yeah, here. So you need to always stay like what it is, sites, this is search, this is list view, this is a side view, and same for, when you have here. So when you have different layout with different options, right? Because this is the same. This is a parcel view, and this is the parcel view search, right? So there's two layouts, right? They show different things. One is for the list view, and the other one is for the browse mode, and the other one search mode, right? So, but it's very important that you get the right name, right? So yesterday I talk about something, and somebody contact me on LinkedIn and say, yeah, I didn't understand what I was talking about backup. What a backup is, why I have some, why I have some layout named backup, right? Well, let's say I am in this layout here, which is this one, right? I'm in this layout, and I want to work on that layout, make significant changes, right? In this layout here. I want to make significant changes, and but you know, on FileMaker, you don't have versions. We don't have versioning, right? So what do you need to do in order to be able to work on the layout, do significant changes, and go back if needed, right? So this is what you do. You open this, right? And you duplicate this layout, right? If it's
It's what's hanging.
it's because it's a big layout. But I
Mm-hmm.
want to show something real. So it will do it. My internet is pretty fast. But this is okay, so it's there. Okay. So this one is the one you want to work on. Okay. This is a layout you want to work, right? So because this one is the original layout, the layout that is in actually working, right? Is the layout that people are using. You don't want to you don't want to do significant work on an active layout where people are using it, right? So you call this one, right? New. New. This is a new layout. Okay. So you go in this new layout and you work on that new layout, right? So you have this one here, right? And you have the new one. You have two layouts, right? So you go to the new one, right? And then you do your work. So you change because here now I can do whatever I want. It's a new one, right? So I can delete this, I can delete. So imagine that, you do this stuff like this. So you modify the layout, right? And then you, when you're done and you're sure that everything you have is okay, right? So you copy this and you paste this in this layout. So you copy the new and you paste in the new, and this one become backup then. Okay, so you need to rename it backup because it's no longer, this is new until you validate and until you move everything there. Otherwise, what you can do, right? So you duplicate this one, that becomes a new one. Okay. Then before you move all the change from new to this one. So why we do this? Why we need to move everything from this new layout to this one? Is because this one you pointed on every single script, you have all your navigation scripts, so you can't just make this one your main news layout. No, you need to keep this one, right? No, don't delete it, you keep it, and you move everything from the new inside this. But before you need to duplicate that again when you're ready, so you duplicate this one, you use the new to do all your modifications, and before to move everything you change in the new layout to the actual layout, you duplicate again this one and you call it backup just before to do, the move. So this one is backup, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go to this one, you copy everything from that layout. You go to this one, you delete everything from that layout and you paste. Okay? Because you don't care, because you have your backup. Did you get it? The strategy here? You have this layout. You want to do significant change. You duplicate that layout. You do your change. You do everything in the new one. When you're ready when all the change you want to do are done in this one, you want to move everything you did in this one. But before you duplicate this one again, and then you take everything from this one there. And then this one, you can delete it. This one you can delete, the new one. Because it was just a temporary layout you use to, build the new one. Don't do significant change in a layout that is in production, right? Never do that. If you're alone, if you're in development, you don't care. You modify, you do your work here, right? But if it's a layout that other people use, don't. So now, right? Oh. So now I have this and backup, right? This and backup. And I can remove this one. So it's always good to keep for some time. Let's say you did that, you did a modification, right? And you realize that you built something and it doesn't work, or you lost something, you broke something, and you want to go there and get your stuff and then put it back here. So you still have a backup of your layout before you did all the change. It's very cool to have this. It saved me a lot. That's why I'm talking about this. Do we have any questions?
Do you have to do it that way because they have internal IDs? Question mark.
No, it's because no, you have to do this way because there's no way we can revert a change in the layout, right? So let's say you want to move, like I said, you have this layout, complicated layout. You want to do significant change in that layout. You want to modify, you want to modernize, you want to do. You duplicate the layout, you do the change in the new layout. When it's ready, you copy all from the new layout, you copy everything, you paste everything in the one in this one. But before to do that, you need to duplicate this production layout before you do the move. That's why. Because we don't have a versioning, on layouts. We don't. That the way to do version is duplicating the layout and make backups. And you can have multiple backup, by the way. If you do that multiple times, you can have backup, and you can put dates sometime. Right? Correct?
Yes. People are, if you rename a layout, go to layout will change to the new name.
Yes, but you don't want, so that, okay, let me explain. When you have a solution that is existing for many times, okay, so let's say you have 10 years, and you have like 200 scripts that go to that layout, okay? So let's say you say, yeah, I want to modernize this layout, right? I want to make a change in that layout, right? But I don't want to do that while, you don't want your user to suddenly, you have a user and you say, okay, so this, you put that here and you put that here and you put that, and people will see that coming, right? So you don't want that to happen, right? You don't want to disrupt your users while you work on the, where is the revert? Okay. When you work on the layout. So you duplicate the layout, you call it new, the copy, you call it new. You work on these new layouts while this one while the original stay in production, right? Other people will still use the old version, not the new. Okay. So when you're ready, when the new is ready, right? You move everything from the new to the current layout, right? So, but if you, let's say if I delete that layout, right? All the go to layout script step that points to that layout is broken, right? So that's why. But if you change the name, yeah, okay. The other, I don't know if I understood the question. But if you change the name here, yeah, it will change the name also. It won't break, changing the name won't break the go to layout. But saying, okay, I have this new layout, let's delete this one. Let's delete this one. No. That means if you delete this one, all the go-to layout they were going to that layout for decades, right? Broken. That's why you need to keep this one forever, use another copy, do your modification in the copy, and at the end, copy paste all the modification from the new one to this one. Before to do it, you duplicate this one again to keep a backup. Right? Yeah. Did I answer?
Uh, it looks like some of those layouts have fairly hefty MBs. Do you feel that you are in danger of making a massive file if you have too many backups?
If I have too many backup here?
Yes. Like if you make too many of those, are you worried about the size of the file?
No, not at all. A layout doesn't. The size of the layout is small.
Yeah, you're not carrying all the records over.
No, the record is on the table. So you don't. It's not duplicating a layout is not duplicating the data, right? I can have 10 layouts here and they go to the same contacts table, right? So duplicating a layout, you don't duplicate data. Did you know that?
Yes.
Right? So data is on the table. So the table holds the data. Now I can point, the data here is not because I will have 5 or 6 layouts pointing to contacts that I will duplicate, triplicate, quadruplicate those 14,000 records. No, right? So you can have as many backup you want, as many layout you want. Look how many layout I have to go that points to contact. This, and they all point to contact, right? So imagine that each time I have a layout pointing to contact, I duplicate. I need to. No, you understand? So that's why you can have as many backup you want. This doesn't make any difference. A layout, I don't know what the weight of the layout. It could be like it's the size of an HTML page, right? So this layout here could have like I don't know maybe 600K, 650K, something like this, because that's nothing. I mean, it's not data. It's just the HTML of the size of the field with the uh whatever font I'm using, the size of the font. That's it. It's an HTML file, a layout, right? So no problem here. Other question?
Uh, After the new layout is okay, select all from the production layout, delete. Go to new layout, select all, copy, then paste in the original? Question mark.
Yes. Yes, this is the thing. So when you start, you do a duplication of your layout, and you call it new. Okay, so you have this. This is the layout you want to change. But it is in production. You have 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, and you don't want, as I said, you are going to move around things, and and it will take like for maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks working on that layout. You don't want the people to be disrupted. You have a new layout. You work on this layout, right? This is where you work. This is where you're going to test. This is where you're going to make sure everything works. Okay? When you have this new layout, and this is done, this is the new done. Okay? New done. So when you're done, you want to move everything you have done in this one. But before, you don't want to go to that layout and select all and press delete. You don't want to do that. Yeah, I just did it, but it will ask me, do you want to do that? So you don't want to do that, Do you want to do that? Delete all the selected panel. Do you want to do that? No, right? So you don't want to delete everything without having a backup, correct? I shouldn't have done that. But I want to show you the message, but it takes some time. So when you have this done, okay, you duplicate again. This layout, so you don't want. So you duplicate this layout again, right? You duplicate again before you do any change, okay? Before you do anything, you duplicate this layout again, which I've done, so it takes some time. And that duplication, we're going to call it backup, okay? Because it is the last time you got this layout, so this one, you call it backup. And you can put the date if you want, whatever. When the backup's done, okay, you go to this one, you select all, you copy, you go to this one, you select all, you delete, and you paste. So now I want to show you something, and then after this one you can delete, because you transfer everything from here to here, right? So this one, that's it. This was a temporary new layout, you can delete it. But this one, no, you keep it, because this was the production before you copy paste everything from the new and replace. So this is very important, right? So now I want to show something, okay? So let's say, let's create a new test. So let's say I have, the same layouts, so I have the same the same layouts attribute, right? So this is 55, not 55, and this one, it is 53. Oh, you out of the, and the 8 and the width is this one. Okay, so I have this layout, this one, okay? So let's say I want to copy those. And I want to paste those exactly where this is positioned. This block is positioned, those is positioned here. 294, 148, 141, this, I want the same coordinate when I copy paste, because if I copy this and I paste it here, it comes here. But it's not where this is it, because it said 294, 141, and it's not. So how I can do that? How I can copy something from here and paste here exactly the same coordinate of this one. I copy those objects. I come here. I go browse mode and then layout mode again, and I paste. 294, 141. 294, 941. Do it again. I want to copy that object, right? And I want the whole thing to land exactly where it is on the new layout. I'm here. If I paste right now, boom, it came here, right? It came where you just clicked. See, if I click here, it comes there. If I click here, it comes here. If I click here, it comes here. Correct? But I don't want that. I want the thing to come exactly where it is here. I copy, I go to that layout. In layout mode, I go browse mode once, layout mode, and paste. It is exactly how it should be. 294, 448. 294, 448. And I can do it again. I can do it with a much more complex object. Okay? Like this, right? Let's say I have this one, much more complex object. I copy this, browse, layout mode, paste. It's exactly where it should be. Okay? So, if you want to transfer the old layout, the layout complete from one place to another, first you need to make sure you have the same size of the pots, same size. And then you select all, you copy all, right? You go here, browse mode, layout mode, paste, right? So here something wrong happened. Hold on. Okay. I copy, browse, layout, boom. It goes, maybe because I didn't put the right, but everything calm, right? But anyway, do you get it?
Yes.
Now it's very cool because sometimes, you want this, for example, you want this to come exactly, right? Boom, you do like this, browse, layout, browse, layout, boom. It is exactly where it should be, right? So yeah, that's cool. Now, do we have another question?
Not at the moment. You are good to keep going.
Yes. Okay. So now about the name, because there's not much to say more on the layout, right? Other than that, the name is very important, and to organize the folders, those context and table layouts, very important, right? And the numbers here. Something I want to show you that's very, very cool. I need to see where I will have something where I can use this. I need to find one. Okay, this one. Okay. Sometime you have layout that you want to bridge together because they are together. You know, they are part of a workflow, right? And you want to help yourself, okay, to connect them together. Like, for example, here I have a great example with this, right? The A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know. So when you look for C133, you have those. But what is very important, let me try to find out the scripts that goes with this. This is, where is the, I want to see if I can find the layout, the scripts. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Here? No. Oh yeah, here. Okay. Okay, see here? Okay, it's and I did the same for the I did the same for those scripts as well. It's part of the, 2013. So I have here I have the 2013 workflow, right? The B, the C, the D, okay? And I have a backup. See? I have a backup here because I did a significant change in the scripts. And then pretty much I moved all of those, in one script with a callback. So this was the previous one, and that's the new one. So here, for example, so why am I interested in naming those layouts that are together? This, I'm going to the A, and then I'm going to the B. I don't even care, when you build the scripts, you don't want to read all of those things. What you remember, okay, I'm going to that window, right? Because it's a cascading things, You have a first layout, and then you have another one, So here you have this one, and then you have this one, right? It shows you all the import stuff, and then you have this one, right? That tells you something. You have a message here, right? So it's a workflow. So here you say, okay, I open with the A, then you go to the B, and I assume if I go next, it goes to the, it must go to another one, like, so it's a workflow. So you need to group them together like this. And you use this technique. All of those, they belong together, right? So you say, okay, that the C133, but A, B, C, D. So you can grab them in one batch, okay? Because you will say, yeah, but I can make a folder. No, because a folder won't help you. It won't help you in the the scripts. When you say I don't remember what it was, 2024 bulk, I don't remember. Yeah, here it doesn't help you here to tell you that you're correct, you have the right layout, right? 133A, B, but the folder won't help you. And if you want to do like a new window or go to layouts, well, here the folder won't help you. You can say, okay, one like this, poof, and you have your layout grouped together, and then you can select the one you want. Okay. And thanks to the layer will help you to know where you are, that the first mission that you add, then you import, then you're done, right? So it's very important, the name of the layout like this, okay? So name them where you want to group them. For example, those two are together. I can tell they're together, Those three are together, That's a new set, that old, see? They are old, right? But I kept them. Yeah, because I changed by those new here, right? So those are old. I didn't call them backup because I replaced the whole thing. So it's not a backup, it's an old version, I could name them retired, Is more appropriate terminology. Okay, that old. You can call them retired, but you don't delete them. I tend not to delete things. I don't delete things unless I'm sure that I will never ever need that, right? But I don't delete. Doesn't matter if it's there, it's there, it's retired. Leave them alone, okay? Because you never know. You can use something, you can need something, you can copy, reuse, right? So this is retired, right? So for example, when you want a retired stuff, boom, retired. You have all the retired one or the old one, then we can just rename all the retired because those are not old. I mean, they are retired. So see, so you can retrieve your stuff easily thanks to this technique here, right? Other thing, so do we have questions?
Browse mode first. Great to know. Not questions, just people absorbing.
Talking about the copy paste stuff, yeah, it's not documented anywhere. So you need to learn you are in layout mode. You go to the layout, you select the objects, you copy, you go back to that the target layout in layout mode, browse, layout mode, paste. It came exactly like it should be, like 303 160, 303 160, same place. So now, other thing important with the name, okay, this. So here I have layout. So forgive the naming. Those are layout coming from the old version of the Matrix, right? And like in the movie, they cause more problem than they say they solve, right? Yeah, you need to know matrix moving. Who knows what I'm talking about the previous version of the matrix?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, the actor of the Merovingian, the French guy, he's a French actor, by the way. You know, the actor in the Matrix
Oh,
that
I
do the
didn't.
French guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's okay. His name is okay. It's English. Actually, is English and French. And so that's why he could. This guy, Lambert Wilson. You remember this guy in the Matrix, right? So they use him because he could get a French accent, by the way, a real one, while being completely fluent in English. You understand? Right. So that's why they pick it, and he was good on this role. Okay. So anyway, so here you can see I have a lot of desktop, right? I have a lot of them, right? Of course, because I have this. I have desktop and I have mobile. Okay. But this, for example, let's say I have this here. I have sign up form v2, desktop, and mobile. Okay. So let's say now, for example, am I on mobile or on desktop? Right? I am on, oh, no, not this one. Yeah. Here, I have, right, actually platform. Yeah, but it says one, but yeah, here, okay, current platform. I'm on desktop, okay? This current platform stuff, right? I'm on desktop. So I have this automatically at startup tells me which platform I'm in right now. Right now, I'm on desktop. I'm not on mobile, right? Correct? So what about the layout name, right? What about the layout name? Because I have this desktop, right? And then I have the layout name, right? What about to decide which layout you want to go, depending on the platform, okay? What about instead of doing this, I create a new layer. If, the current platform, okay, equal desktop, right? Go to layouts, this one. Else if this, go this one. Not. Okay. This is not good. Okay? Not. I could do much simpler than this. This is not good. What about just doing this? Go to layout. But not like this. Not like this. I'm going to a name calculated. Okay? So I'm going there. and I say, this is a layout, this is a part of the name, okay? And platform. So what this do? What this do? Well, this will be the final layout name. Correct? So this return desktop right now. So that will be the layout where I'm going to go. If I go to layout, this is where I go. If this is mobile, this is where I go. Sign up form V2, mobile. So you decide in one go to layout, you don't need that. In one go to layout, you know where you go. Right? And this is very easy to understand. Go to layout, sign up form V2 based on the current platform. Right? And that's why here I have desktop and mobile, because this return desktop or mobile. So I'm going to, and I have the same layouts for both platforms, but they are different, right? They look different, right? They look for a mobile, right? And for desktop, see? So they're two different, let's say, design, right? So this is how you do when you want to go to a layout. And because can you imagine if I need to look this? Oh, not the one. I'm here. All those layouts, right? I have a go-to layout stuff. Can you imagine that each time I'm going to those, because those are forms, so you go next, 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 next. If I go there, this is it's a server, okay? So online. So you go on these layouts. If you let me, because there's a lot of things. Okay, see, so you go to that layout, and you have a continue button, and then you go to the next layouts. Oh, I hate those. I don't know why they removed this. I want the next way. Oh, here, this one. Okay. Go to the next. 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 Okay. So and I need to decide next, depending on layout for mobile or layout for desktop. So so can you imagine if each time I want to go to a layout, I need to do this, right? The script will be like, incredible, so incredibly complicated. So that's why this is a way to do. And for example, if you say, and you help yourself for the name, you say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you don't change this, because you can say, okay, let's say I want to go. So let's say you're there, okay? And you have a script like this, okay? Oh, I don't want to delete this one. And you want one script, okay, that will go to this here, but without too many problems, So what you do is this. Okay. So you said go to calculate layout. You put this and script parameter. Oh, parameter. Okay. And percent. Okay. So and current platform. So how this works, okay? Here, I want to use the same scripts, right? But let's say now I'm here. Let's create a new layout. And I want the button to go page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, you know? Okay? So I have a button here. Okay. And I'm going to use that script. New scripts. Oh, yeah, but there's so many new scripts here. I need to change the name of the script. Okay. Test Nick 1. Okay. So, need to save it. I'm doing this. And let's say I want to go to the page 1. Okay. With this. So I have one script. I go to the page 1. And the script here is this. New window and go. Okay. Right. I have one button, one script. Browse mode. Page 1. Is that page 1? I don't know why it's so slow, but it's okay. It's because I have a lot of records. But it goes to page 1. I'm on page 1. Okay. So let's say I want to go to page 2. What do I need to do? Duplicate this. I go page 2. I put 2 here, and I go to my page 2. And because this is the part of the name that is fixed, then I said, by the button, I'm putting 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and this current platform variable tells me if I'm on desktop or what's the name? Mobile. And so thanks to this, right? I don't need, see, because I have for desktop and mobile. So if you need to have go to layout, and it's a nightmare to build. Why? Picture this. Picture this. You need to go there, layouts, look for the layouts, make sure you get this right, and then you need to do for mobile and desktop, for page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. I don't know. I have one go-to layout. That's it. I have one, and I want to go page 3. I'm going page 3. Just I do this. I went page 3. and I can, and I can say page 4. There's absolutely no problem. See how fast it is, even to build, even to build, I go page 4, that page 4, Let's check. So the name of the layouts, right? You need to use that trick to calculate the name and avoid. See? So this is page 4. I'm in step 3, page 4, but I'm in page 4. This is page 4. Here. No, page 4. Did I click here on? I think I clicked here. But anyway, it couldn't, So do we have any questions?
Not at the moment. So.
Yes. So the thing is, I didn't put 4 here. See?
Oh wait, no, there's one. How to name card style windows? Layouts used in a script step only? Question mark.
Can we repeat the question again?
Yes. How to name card style windows? Layouts used in a script steps only? Question mark.
Oh. A layout you use on the card style, but I put card on front of the name always. Because it's very important to know which one you use on a card. See, this is step 4. Okay, so it's very important to know. So let me clear this first and make sure that. Oops. Okay, so because the card, here I know where's my card, because I'm doing this. All of those are my cards. They are card style window. So on the layout name, I'm putting card, and I'm putting also in the card folder. I isolate them. They have their own categories, and those are cards, right? Those are cards. So when you want to, if you have a go-to layout script step, or a new window, because it's more it's a new window, a new card, right? And so when you have a script step that says new window, right? And you say card, which layouts? Well, like this, you have your cards. All of those are cards, right? Or you say, okay, you go to contacts, cards. Those are all the cards in contacts, right? So this is, you use the name. Other question?
How do you name layouts used only in script steps?
I don't name them particularly differently. I don't have a different, when you say go to layout with a script step, I don't name those particular. It's not something that I'm doing a lot anyway. Go to layout with a script step. I tend not to do that, right? I do sometime, right? But I don't, like here, I don't know. No, you see, I always use I don't have a go-to layout. Yeah, I have a new window here, right? I have more new window than go-to layout, right? But here, I do new window and I call that card, right? So it's a new window, card style using card. So if that helped me, when you hear, you see cards, you say, okay, I'm good. But I don't have a particular name. But for card, it is useful, right? But not for layout where I'm going straight. No, I don't have. Why you want to do that, by the way?
Like he said he means like layouts not shown for users, like to process things. So like if the user never sees the layout, well, to be honest.
Yeah. Now I understand. Okay. Though here, so let's say you have the contact here, okay? Contact. Okay. So you missed the one yesterday. So these I go. Those two I need to delete them. So this the one I have here I go. This is the one that the user go, right? Data entry, the search, and the list view. Okay. So I go there. Here, that's for my own stuff. So when this is done, I'm going to show you. So here you put the table, the context, the card, and the labels, because we have on the context, there's some labels, right? Printing labels, right? So you can have printouts, you can have reports, you can have, so those layout, I'm going here. No, this is for my internal use. Okay. This is the cards, is the one I use for cards. This is the one I use with context. That pretty much those here I'm using for PSOCs, scripts, right? So when I need to go somewhere, but I don't want to use the main layout, right? And those are labels, This is how I do. So yesterday I explained that in detail, right? Other question?
Yes. I do have one, but I have to get out of my email. Give me a second. Popped into my email. Give me a hot moment. My brain is not wired for alpha suffixes used in various naming standards, like prefix C133A and B. I'm wondering if you think I'd trip myself up if I use numbers instead, like C133 underscore 01, C133 underscore 02, etc.
Yeah, if you're not wired, if you wire differently, I understand. It's because if you can do that underscore one, underscore 123. You can do that. Yeah. But the letters, I mean, I understand what you mean. I mean, if you need to go to the letter like Z, yeah, it never happened that I goes that far, from A, F, But yeah, of course, you can use this /1, /2. You can do that. If that helps, I mean slash underscore or whatever.
Yes.
No, because the reason behind this, okay, because sometimes you have complex stuff, okay. So why this works, okay. So let's say I have the C133A, okay, but also I have the A1 and I have the AB. So I have the A1 and then I have the A2. Oh. And I have the A3. So that means I can have the A1, 2, 3, and then the B, and then a C, and I can have the D1, D2, D3. So actually, you can have also a second level, right? So if you start doing like C133/1/1, C133/1/2, it's not the same as the A, right? Because you can keep going. You can even say C133 A2A, right? And then you can have the A2AB, right? You can go, like this. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit extreme. I never went to a second level like this, but you can. Okay. So yeah. Let's delete. Make sure I'm not deleting something like. Okay, no. And I need to rename this. So yeah, so you can do. If you don't like the letters, you can just use numbers. Other question?
Cool. There we go. Nope, we're good, I think. Oh, wait, no. How do you name card style windows? Like, how do you tag card style? You think you just tag it with card, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not only I'm putting a folder because I have a lot of them. Okay. So why you put a folder, for example, in the name? Why you use a folder? Well, imagine this: if I have all the cards like this, imagine I have no folder here, right? So I can isolate those in a card folder. But I put also the name card on it, right? Because the folder, when you go to a script, it say go to layout, right? And you say and you go like this, C133, right? So if you do this, right, it tells you card. You can't just rely on the folder because here it doesn't appear that is in the folder. Here I know I'm in the folder, right? But here, let's say I don't put card, right? So let's say I'm doing this. Well, I have no idea if it's a card or not. Even though it is in the folder card, I have no idea. And that's why, I want to know where, if I'm in a card or not. Okay. I really need to know. And I need to know here. Because the name, the way it is named, okay, it's very important. For example, here, I know I am in the parcel. I'm in the parcel realm. I'm on the parcel realm. Why? Because I am on the hundreds. Let's say I have a very complex, like this, for example, or another one, a big one, I don't know. I have this, and I am in there, in parcels, for example, and I have a go-to layout, right? And I have this, let's take this example. So I'm reading this, and I am in a parcel world. Okay, let's say suddenly, I see something like this. Right? What the hell the 900, the 911 is doing here, right? When I'm supposed to be in the C130, in the 100 realm. Because all parcels, it's 100 something, card 100, they're all 100, they're all inside the 100, all, even the report, they are 100, right? So everything needs to be in the hundreds. It cannot be 900. If it's 900, I'm not going to the right layout. It's not possible. You understand what I mean? So all those numberings and stuff like that is to help you to know where you go. Okay. Like here, for example, so that more part of the next week's webinar about the script. But go to T14, set field T14. I'm good. T14, and here it's okay. Go to T12, set T12 with T12 and T12 and T12. Okay, I'm good. And I'm going to the go to real record T12G, invoice to invoice by the invoice number in the self, and I'm using that in the go to related record, right? Then I go to parcel. Okay, parcel is different. Here, then I'm going to the T13, set the T13, replace the T13 by the T13, and again with the T13 by the T13, and go to record the T13D. I'm good. But if sometimes it doesn't work, why? Because I have this. Because I copy paste, I did this. If that works, no, and immediately you can see it. You see the problem. I'm going to T12, I'm going to T13, and I'm setting a T12 record. Doesn't work. Obviously, it's something wrong. Right? You understand? So that's why consistency in the names. Okay? That means there could be like fields or occurrence, layouts, to stay in 100 for the one. For example, all the parcel is 100. All the contacts is another, is 05, whatever, stay in we try to help you, right? With this. If you put this 100, this one 250, this one 455, this one 975, it won't help you. The number in here won't help you anymore, right? But here, yes, I know. This help, this help because it's the same realm. And the same here. I'm on the hundreds. I know I'm on parcel. All of this belong to the parcel world. Okay? Even though this review the counties, right? They're nothing to do with parcel, but yes, because I'm calling that from the parcel, right? Names, very important, FileMaker. Like this is the best example. Yes?
Yes, I think that's a excellent example, honestly. So
Yeah, because most of the time I'm looking for, I'm finding bugs like this, because I'm setting a field that here I have a T05 and I'm here in T13, in T14. So it doesn't work, right? Like the next week we are going to learn how to write this, This is a current ID. This is a list of invoice IDs. That means that it's a list. I have many. And this is a new, actually, I don't like this. This is a new invoice payment ID. This is a new ID. It's not the current one. That means that the current, that my current situation, right? Names are very important. Very, very important. So if we don't have any other question, we can.
I think we're good. So, okay. With that being said, I think I'm going to wrap us up. Thank you very much, Nick. For everyone watching, who is watching the video or the thing, a reminder real fast that, Nick, are you available to hire at the moment? Do you have empty slots?
Yes.
For people?
Yeah. I have some slot, and I will be happy. So, because the boss said, "Oh yeah, we need to find somebody that need Nick." But it's if you need something, if you need performance and good UI and simple, and if you have like complex things to do, and but it needs to be simple, clean, and okay, that's for me.
Yes, absolutely. So, by the way, if you basically generally, if you need senior engineer help, if you're like, man, FileMaker's cool, but I don't have to worry about this nonsense, feel free to email us at support@rcconsulting.com.
Yes.
Actually, you'll see the email, funnily enough, in the end credits, which I'm going to run now.
Okay.
Have a good one, everybody.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. No.